This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Excited to have Jim Burton back on the show, studio director and owner of Carter and Burton Architecture. And want to, of course, welcome you back. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving with your family and excited to talk more and to see more of this amazing architecture firm that you obviously own and do such amazing, beautiful work. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you? Yeah,
Fantastic. Great holiday with the
yeah,
boys and the family and just in that spirit, the holiday spirit, the hustle and the bustle. I'm loving every moment. Even though it's stressful,
that's
I love it. What about yourself?
that's right. That's right. Yeah, we had a good time with family, and I got the kids back heading back to school and work, and but we'll see them again in a few weeks. So
Beautiful. Well,
yeah.
please, for those who may not know a little bit about yourself and company, let's start there. And I know, of course, you're very thorough and prepared. I love that you have some slideshows to share too.
Yeah, well, for those that had not seen us before here, we're a small firm in Berryville, Virginia. We do custom design modern homes, historic projects, public projects. It's got to be the right kind of work. We're doing work up and down the East Coast and enjoy every scale from interior design up to master planning and everything in between. We're even starting to do some work for a new park design and but just always just new opportunities. We're generalists, kind of like Frank Lloyd Wright, again, where we do a little bit of everything and the scale of the project. There's some similar process thoughts, and I'll go over some of that here in a bit that can be used on a small job or on a large public project. And but yeah, so we've just felt lucky that the right people have found us over the years, and
Yep.
they're supportive of our cause here. But yeah, and but I guess I was going to maybe show a little bit about the process and how some of the big ideas and supportive ideas, feed designs, if that
Hmm.
would be okay to get into
Absolutely.
some of that.
Yeah, please feel free. Go
Okay.
ahead.
I will, and you'll have some questions after you see some of this, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to find the sharing here
No
and
problem. There we
share
go. Shows you are
from the
sharing now.
beginning.
Beautiful. Oh my goodness.
Okay, all right. So we have we projects have big ideas, parties, and then smaller supportive ideas. And sometimes we call them strategies and tactics. The strategies are the big ideas. And some examples have been this project out in house in the open field. They they had a family retreat on the opposite hill, on the far hill, and they wanted an approach where we come up to the house where they could see that pavilion, that 100-year-old pavilion in the distance where family reunions occur, and then find your entry into the house. So we got into some designs where we're bending the house so you can sort of see the view in the distance. There's a little shift in the axis. There's a front door. We're also walking past a master suite that you wouldn't know. So there's this sort of garden wall with these little window strips, and but you wouldn't know there's a master suite hiding behind that wall. So we
Wow.
sort of get, when we sort of see that in the plan. You kind of walk past this wall towards the front door. There's the wraparound porch, and then you can sort of see a rendering up above, and that becomes some of the realities here. So you can sort of see the hall back down
Amazing.
towards that master suite on the other
Oh,
side of that stone wall. And you came in the front door, and there's all this lovely Nakashima furniture, Mira Nakashima worked with us on some custom shelving, bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
vanity, furniture, and her father's collection of things that my client had, including a chairs that
Mm-hmm.
Andy Warhol
Wow.
hired George Nakashima to design. That was kind of fun. But yeah, project there. Tactics.
Oh, did I lose you? Jim? I heard the word
Side of the
tactics.
house, dining,
Oh, go ahead.
kitchen, sitting, living. Each room stepped down the hill so that you could see over the furniture into. Oh, sorry.
There we go. Thank you.
Okay.
I think I lost your connection, Jim.
Are you hearing me there?
Hey, Jim.
Are you still hearing me?
Jim, yep, you
You?
are completely frozen on my end. I hear you now, but your picture's frozen.
Can you hear me?
I hear you, but you are frozen on my end. Think we got
Oh,
a bad connection.
okay. Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
yep, I'm not sure if it's on my
Okay.
end or yours,
Okay.
but I just see you frozen still.
Um,
Stand by. There you go. You're back.
okay. Let
Just
me
like
let
that.
me try to
It happens. It happens.
I'm
So yeah, I
back.
lost your
Okay.
screen share. I don't know if
Okay.
you
All right.
stopped it or it just went away because of the connection issue. So sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well,
There you go.
that's okay. Are you seeing this now?
I see just you.
Okay. So the you see just me? Okay.
Yep.
Escape and sharing. Sorry. Head back to share and share. That's going to be it right there. Okay. All right. So now you're seeing from current slide.
There we go.
Are you seeing that?
Yep. Beautiful. Yep.
Okay, sorry about that. So, this house had sort of rooms that act like a theater towards the view. That's sort of the
Mm-hmm.
big idea, south-facing public rooms, dining, kitchen, sunroom, living, each room stepping
Mm.
down a few steps so you can
Wow.
see over the furniture towards the valley view. And the tactics to support that, we have little connections to stepping terrace from each room, these little bridges and drainage details. We have light fixture that defines a space within a space. So those are some tactics. This house that was inspired by Frank Lloyd Wright had this wheel design. And so you start seeing the chimney. The client wanted a circle in this chimney tower. And so we start working that in. And on the back side of that central element organizer is the stair with some natural light bleeding through to the views towards the south, basement stairs running down below that
Mm-hmm.
stair, and there's a little sitting spot with the chimney, bending around that circle. So there's some tactics there. And um, we had a client that bought property with a barnyard next to a pond, all these little outbuildings, and we added a house in with the barnyard. And there's the strategy had bedroom wing, public wing, and we kind of bent the building for better views and
Mm-hmm.
solar energy gains. You can sort of see there's a loft, and then the roof deck has views out over the pond. That's part of that bedroom wing there. So just some tactics that support that. Big idea on this one, this sort of outdoor living, porch, inside to outside connections. And on the inside of the main living space, we did get
Hmm.
into the acoustic engineering with the ceiling details, and there's a barn door system that can close off the kitchen from the dining. Some little tactics that go with that. Some of the medium-sized projects, like ranch house
Yeah.
renovations, this ranch house they wanted to add a carport and some outdoor living, like a fireplace, pizza oven. You can sort of see some barn doors that can hide the cars or open
Beautiful.
up, and then just little details there for the outdoor spaces. And this is a suburban ranch house that a couple moved in together, and really small dining, small kitchen, wanted to sort of open things up a little bit. And so you can sort of see we're playing around with a new entry, adding just a little bit of space to change, the proportions inside, some ceiling
Hmm.
heights, and you can sort of see that little addition there. And then, we're developing rooms within rooms. So the dining towards the front, kitchen in the middle with cooking classes and their daughter doing homework and living in the back. So each area is defined, little ceiling treatment down a back hall with some solar tube skylights and lighting and little tactics for that. Um, and then we get into the urban project types, some similar
Whoa.
ideas. This one, I'll go into this one in a little more detail. Uh, this house a long time ago was a school for girls. I think Jackie Onassis went there as a little girl, and Julia Louis Dreyfus went there,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
and but and the rumor is Brad Pitt tried to buy this house before my clients did,
Wow.
but you can sort of see how dark this backside is here in the back alley, and how we open that up with the natural light and this cheerful kitchen in the back. There's this wonderful kitchen space. The you've got
Oh, my goodness.
the alley stairs, the way it used to be, and then coming in the front door, they had this dining room in the middle. You almost had to climb over the dining table to get to the kitchen. It was not sort of that modern open plan idea,
Yeah.
from the past, and
Hmm.
and so we opened it up, and you can see,
Beautiful.
we've got a living space in the front. The middle dining is defined with this acoustic ceiling that help with some plumbing details above, and then that kitchen and that glass back parking, entry from the back there. And we've got stairs from the front and the back. And then, this is defining that little dining area with these acoustic slats, just gorgeous craftsmanship. And then the tactics, some,
Yeah.
hidden, stairs to the basement, powder room, things like that. We did use some of that beeswax again on the bathroom laundry volume there in the middle upstairs, and some nice details. And then on the top level, we had a roof deck we opened up to, and a
Wow.
theater with some natural skylight light and a stainless steel ceiling there. And then there's the roof deck. And then I did want to say that I've learned a lesson from this repeat client about, storytelling and having, sometimes some things don't necessarily fit in completely with a style of thought. And this client wanted a wine cellar under the back parking lot with this Gothic gateway to that cellar. And so we come down that side glass alley with light to the basement doors. And we worked with a friend of mine Malcolm Harlow, who did a lot of the gargoyles on the National Cathedral, and he developed this little gateway to get into that wine cellar. So that was, a special little detail that was great for, again, for storytelling and things like that. But that's some of the kinds of techniques of ideas that we get into with, the big ideas. Again, it's finding what the clients are comfortable with, and then finding the supportive tactics that feed the big idea, and that we enjoy through the process, discovering those little concepts that are also just as fun to detail. And sometimes it's a stair with a hinge where you flip the stair up and stair some boots underneath it, or just to detail how the water runs off the roof. It could be almost anything, and but it's great to share that with the clients. And yeah, but I was going to also touch on a little bit on some of the other kinds of work we've done. I was mentioning that we're working through a barn in Massachusetts, a minimalist barn. I might peek at that, and then some of our public work that's sort of coming up. If I could, it would be okay to show some of that as well here. And
Absolutely. This is beautiful. I just got a question, Jim. When you're in this business and you're
yeah,
as smart as you are and doing this beautiful work, how does that affect your home? Do you want to like change and upgrade and do things different all the time, or do you get the satisfaction of doing it for others where your house doesn't change much? Or
right. Great idea. So, or great question. I've lived on the mountain for 10 years with two little kids. Uh, and then we built a bigger house in the valley for a while that was on flatland, farmlands. That's studio box or box head. And then my wife got a job running a newspaper in the local city of Winchester. So we had to move into town where she grew up and next to the high school. And so we're in a historic house there with a lot of modern art and custom furniture and vintage stereo equipment, and working on some designs for a cabin development to sort of split that up a little bit of that country lifestyle and the urban lifestyle. And so we've tried a lot of different things, and have enjoyed all of them. But great, that's a great question. And
I'm just so
yeah,
every time I see something like so beautiful, I just want it. I'm like, but financially to keep doing that would be impossible. But it's amazing you have such creativity, and I mean, the work is beautiful. Continue, share more. Go ahead.
oh, is that me?
Yeah,
I,
I don't
I'm
know.
okay. You're there. Are
I
you
said
there
share more,
now?
and you
Okay,
froze. So go
sorry.
ahead.
Okay, sorry. Okay, all right. So I'm going to go back to and from current slide. Okay. Are you seeing this now?
Yes, beautiful.
Great. So this is in the process. It's up in the Berkshires, a repeat client. They wanted to build a barn for storing their camper van and some equipment, rock climbing wall, exercise equipment, starting a print studio and some other hobbies. And so, but we're using a lot of the modern details with, you can barely see the garage doors. There's two garage doors kind of hiding in that siding there, and some really neat detailing with the downspouts and fiberglass gutter system there. But you can see again this sort of hidden garage doors. You can barely tell that they're there. they are opening handrails and glue lamp project I experimented with on my own house number two with the exposed OSB and saved a lot of money on not covering that up, and the build went a lot quicker, so there was some benefits there. And but the public projects that are kind of coming up now and enjoying, we're in talks again with the Nakashima Peace Foundation. They have a peace table concept where they do peace. They allow one peace table per continent and one satellite table. The main table is at the St. John's of the Divine in New York City. That's this one here. And we have a group in near Harper's Ferry that are donating some land in a nature preserve for the satellite table, working with Tom Nakashima on his artwork and Mira for a table. And we look forward to sharing that in the upcoming year. Been working with the Patsy Cline Historic House for a while. We've fixed up her house, and there's a park that has just been completed behind the house, and now we're starting to study a welcome center that will provide larger space, a gift shop, bathrooms, and exhibit space as well. So we're sort of studying, actually now we're looking at the property next door. The house is on the left. The group has purchased this property next door, so we have some designs for that. The park needed to use this area for some of their equipment for sound systems in the park, so we've moved over one shot. So next time we should have some images of the new idea. Did a outdoor classroom pavilion for the Virginia Museum of Natural History. They're hanging
Impressive.
this Pelagornis is largest flying dinosaur bird from history. They've made one to hang from the pavilion, and so that's in construction. You're in the lobby, you can see through. It's starting to go up. So we look forward to sharing some pictures of that here in the near future. And we do master plans for nature camps. We're working on a new park and some private schools as well, some of these outdoor pavilions and but yeah, so that's been a lot of fun, working on some of the public jobs, that cultural arts center and that we did that got us into the acoustic design. Again, we use those acoustic engineering details in some of our modern homes with the two-story open spaces, again, trying not to have echoes, the acoustic qualities in
Yeah.
a modern space are one of the things that creates a calming feel. If you hear a lot of noise and background reflections, it can cause stress. And so we
Oh,
try
sure
to
can.
create that atmosphere, so, but yeah, and next time I hope to get into some of the interior design and some of the art details that we work into our projects as well. And but those are just some of the things that we've been working with of late. And again, there is a consistency to the approach. Listening first. I learned from again Maya
Yeah.
Lin. She talked about, you research the project for a long time, and then after you've done that, your intuition can jump from knowledge that you've built. You don't just go in and just start sketching without all that research. So that intuitive leap can happen when you get to know the client, the site, the program, the budget, and bring that all together. It takes time. It's not something AI can do. And then we sort of add that touch, appropriateness and things like that. When you Google ideas with AI, they're
Yeah.
just going to keep feeding
Of
you the
course.
same thing over and over and again, and because it's the same for everybody, and so we're giving you that unique, touch to find the unique designs for each person and client. But so yeah, that's some of it, and but enjoy sharing there. And
Oh, well, thank you so much. I mean, beautiful work, and clearly, you are working in what areas? Tell us, and of course, how we can, contact you. Thank you.
yes, carterburton.com, jim@carterburton.com is my email address, and the phone numbers are on there. But we do work from the Carolinas up to Massachusetts, and we are easily able to get a license in other states as well. I've done work in Colorado in the past, and so it's there's no problem there. I have engineers in DC and California,
Yep.
and so we do almost anything there.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Pleasure having you here, and hopefully, I get to speak with you before the holidays. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Jill. Have a great rest of your day there.
You too, sweetheart. Thanks so much
Take
to you and your
care.
family as well. Enjoy the holiday season. Bye bye.
Yeah.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.